This patch is stuffed full of bug fixes, so hold on to your seats, gamers. A lot is getting fixed. Plus, we have some amazing new craftable furniture coming our way. My name is Bella, I'm a Palia partner, and this is Palia Patch Notes with Bella, where I read the patch notes and dev blogs so you don't have to. Before we get into the bugs though, let's talk about some of the new items headed our way. First is the Tech Furniture series. This one's very steampunk, and I kind of love that. It has so many new items that none of the other furniture series has, like an icebox and a drink dispenser, not to mention a kettle, microscope, and fans. And they even went the extra step of adding both wall and floor vents, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. This might end up being one of my favorite furniture series that we've gotten so far. So how do we start getting these recipes? You're going to want to go to the underground market where you can get the Tech glove, microscope, and range hood recipes from Zeki. The rest of them you learn through the normal way of just making the furniture, so it shouldn't take you too long to learn all the recipes. One thing to note though is if you see any of the furniture in the underground market and you buy it but have not already unlocked the recipe through furniture making, unfortunately it will not come with the recipe. You still need to learn it the normal way. The next set that we're getting is the gourmet set. This one goes out to all of us that have been wanting to clutter the kitchen a bit more and give it a little bit more of a lived in, realistic, homey feel. There is a full china set with forks, knives, and spoons, as well as a bunch of pots and cutting boards. I've been trying to clutter my kitchens in Sims a lot more, so I am over the moon about this one. Head down to register at the inn and you'll be able to buy the gourmet dessert plate, cup, and knife recipes. Plus, while you're there, you can go ahead and talk to Reth, because who doesn't love a conversation with our favorite bad boy? Nothing wrong with wanting to flirt with our boys multiple times a day. Is that just me? I think the devs have finally caught on that we're all not that thrilled with the Choppa Piles anymore, especially since the RNG has been in the absolute toilet. It's been forever since I've gotten any new recipes, and it took me pretty much the entire Winter Lights event to get all of the Winter Lights recipes. I've even gone on record a couple of times saying that I just completely ignore the Choppa Pile unless I happen upon it when I'm out and about in the world. They've gone and added a brand new Rummage Pile. This time they're out in Bahari Bay, so it gives you a reason to go out there and explore the area. You might find some other things that you haven't seen before. Instead of looking like a Choppa den, this one looks like a stack of washed up shipwreckage. There are 13 new found item quests in this one, which means that we are finally getting some lore that is not tied to a temple. And one of those items we saw in the teaser that just so happens to belong to Hot Dari and is fully functional. It's going to operate like the campfire does, and we saw a sneak peek of it in the videos that they posted, which, by the way, if you have not watched those videos, be sure to watch it with the sound on. There's a nice surprise at the end. Between this and the mining shaft, I'm convinced that we're eventually going to get to actually spend the night with Hodari, somewhat like his romance line suggests. Other new items that we can find in the Rummage Piles include an entire new furniture set called the Flotsam Decor. These are reminiscent to me of reusing pieces of shipwreck that washed up on the shore. And yes, you'll most likely find these scattered all around my plot, providing the RNG decides that it likes me. I live in hope. Speaking of our housing plots, we can now add pavilions. First gazebos, now pavilions. My dreams are coming true. I am so excited. I already know that as soon as I can get my hands on one of them, I'm going to be putting it right next to my garden area and probably moving my seed makers as well as my worm farms underneath that. And then I'll probably get another one and I'll set it up for my campsite area. Oh, I'm so excited. Tish has also stocked up on some new wallpapers. So if you're ready to get rid of all of the winter decor and add some touches of spring, she's got 12 new wallpapers and they are gorgeous. So be sure to toddle on down to her register and see which ones you like the best. However, as much as I love all of the new furniture items that we're getting and the wallpapers, I am once again begging, please give us some sort of system at minimum to where we can sort our wallpapers, because they are not all named the same and I don't remember what my favorites are called. So please give us a better sorting system. Maji Market has come to an end once again. I know a lot of you are very sad to see this one go because I've been hearing so many people talking about Hot Pot. I do hope that everybody got all of the items that they were hoping for, and if you didn't, I do hope that they come back in the next Lunar New Year Maji Market. As we've seen now with 2 different iterations of Maji Market, it looks like we are going to be getting a different iteration each time that it comes through. So I'm really curious to see what the next one is going to be. Don't despair though if you still need the Napa cabbage seeds or the bok choy seeds or even soy sauce. All of those will be available in Zeki's general store, so do not stress, do not worry, you're still going to be able to get your hands on them. Plus, some of the recipes that Reth was selling are going to be added to his recipe list that you'll be able to purchase from him directly. And they went ahead and added 2 new achievements just for cooking them. Now, if anybody needs help cooking these, just leave me a comment down below or let me know in the Discord. Every so often, I do try to hold a Palia Day where I'll help you all out with your various achievements or even cooking party needs. And sometimes I'll even do them off stream. Mining nodes have gotten a major boost in this update. Now, instead of disappearing like they normally do when someone cracks one of them open, a ghost version will appear. Similarly to how the forageables work. You will have a small window of time for others to run up and mine it themselves before it'll completely despawn. As the despawn timer runs down closer to 0, it'll start pulsing at a rapid pace. Now I know these can sometimes trigger medical issues or even sensory issues. If this is bothering you, please submit a ticket as soon as possible. But now with this new system, you can shoot a flare at it, call it out in the server chat, and go ahead and mine away. No more waiting on people to say on my way and coming from the total opposite side of the map. Definitely a game changer, and it makes me feel less guilty whenever I go out mining alone. And since flares now last for 3 minutes instead of 1 minute, you can just flare it and continue on about your day. Last patch, some eagle-eyed Palians noticed that there was a new mining shaft tucked away in the back of our housing plots, and there was another one that was out in the outskirts in Bahari. Those are now connected. Hodari has apparently been busy. I'm just sad that we never spied him working back there. I would have loved to see him in action. Now what you've all clicked on this video to find out, the bug fixes. Oh boy, are there a lot. First and foremost, cross-region traveling, aka server syncing. This should now be fixed, which means that we can finally play with all of our international friends again. This is one of the first things that we need to test to make sure that it is working again. So leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're able to play with your friends again. Second is the air temple. Zeki has been properly scolded and shooed back to his spot in the temple. So you should be able to progress now and finish the temple. These are 2 bugs that I have been poking relentlessly, asking when they are going to be fixed. So I'm really relieved that these were the main focuses of this patch. Other minor bugs in the temple included a part of the ground in the Temple of the Gales that you could just fall through. That shouldn't happen anymore. And in the Temple of Flames, there was an area that was super dark that you could barely see what you were doing. It should be much brighter the next time you go in there. Another good fix is that the fishing guides are now back where they should be. I saw a picture of someone seeing fishing guides just hanging out in the water with nobody around fishing. So that's probably where they've all been. I'm going to go through a couple of the bug fixes that they are implementing. There are a ton in this patch, so I'm not going to be able to go over all of them. But here we go. Ani's shimmering jar of flies is finally full of shimmer flies, so time to pull that out of storage and display it proudly. If you were holding a button when trying to cook, it would make you unable to move. That should be fixed. If you were missing any decor or it kept disappearing, apparently Enar's Pebble was the culprit. The dowsing rod now recognizes star quality forageables. Auto run now triggers when using a controller. You just press in on the right stick to enable that. Insects will no longer spawn on top of a tree when using a honey lure. Didn't know they could do that. Bahari Bay Pond in front of Central Stables is now actually a pond again. It thought that it was a river for some reason. Switch players can now cook grilled meat on the campfire. You can now place the pie in the Hunger Pains quest. Whatever device Zeki was using to cause your game to stutter outside of his house was shut off. You can now pick up your tent and the log cabin outdoor lamp. Door frames on hallways should now be what you want them to be. On the controller, if you use the H menu, it shouldn't do that weird zoomy thing anymore. And someone tried to keep us, from getting close to Reth at the inn. The invisible wall is gone, which is good because I was about to have some words with someone. You can now run freely through Badru's wheat Apparently, they were a bit stiff. A lot of character creation bugs were fixed, especially quite a few on the Switch. So the whole character creation area should look a lot better, and it shouldn't lock up anymore. Plus, there were a couple translations that were a little wonky that have been fixed. Gift or gift hint shouldn't be grayed out when you're talking to villagers anymore. Of course, if you've already gifted them, that'll still be grayed out. Cracks in nodes should now be on the nodes themselves, not on the wall. And there are so many more. I was exhausted just reading through the list. So I will go ahead and leave a link below to the full patch notes so you can go through and read them at your own convenience. Let's give a huge round of applause to the devs for adding so many bug fixes to this patch. To wrap up this patch, we did get some new items in the premium shop. Sadly, no filtration system here either. I will keep asking for this until I am blue in the face. Let me filter things. There are 5 new outfit bundles: the Astronomer with a starry themed idol, the Cottage Witch, the Timely Tailor, the Killama Cook, and the Strapped In. I think my personal favorite from this update is going to be the Astronomer, but I have to say I do really like the idea of wearing the Killama Cook outfit next to Russ standing in the kitchen. That would be so cute. This is arguably one of Palia's most attention to detail patches yet. They managed to fit in a grand total of 250 bug fixes. I don't think I've ever seen this many bug fixes in a single patch in any game. Plus, in addition to the bug fixes, we got a ton of new items. I'd say that they are setting the bar rather high for 2024. So let me know what you think. Were these bug fixes ones that you were hoping for? Or are there still bugs preventing you from playing the game? I do plan on checking this update out very soon, so feel free to stop by my Twitch channel and say hi. We'd love to have you. If you're new and you want to stay up to date on all the things coming for Palia, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Since you made it all the way to the end of the video, why not hit the thumbs up button? And as always, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.